I mean, who's even buying Mullen stock anymore? Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So it's pre-market on Tuesday, and it's the same story. With Mullen Automotive is actually pointing to a bit of a drop-off in the pre-market. It is pre-market; doesn't necessarily dictate how the day's going to go. But given that today is the day where Mullen Automotive, if it doesn't close above $1, is technically, well, it's going to be in breach of not trading above $1 for 10 consecutive days. But September 5th is the last session that they had to be above the $1 mark for 10 consecutive days, and they are coming into it looking like being above the $1 mark for 0 consecutive days. So it's an interesting, pathway ahead for Mullen Automotive. I know, everyone who's watching this is quite aware of what's going on. I'm sure that, the company's likely to get given a delisting notice or some sort of show cause notice. Depends what the Nasdaq, how the Nasdaq approaches it. And if they do get the delisting notice, obviously the whole appeals process that Mullen Automotive can go through. So yeah, that's what we're looking at doing, facing today. The stock market, I don't see the stock moving up today. I feel like it's going to be sort of a down day just because of this deadline of September 5th/6th coming up. There's poor sentiment around the stock. I don't think there's going to be much that's going to push the stock up. But obviously, unless there is some sort of major sort of PR that comes from the company. And, like I've always sort of said, if anyone gets wind of PR, drop it down in the comments below. I love getting updates from what you guys find. It's interesting. Like, I kind of do these regular videos on Mullen, just giving my take on what I think is going on with the stock. And I think it's something that I quite like doing about my channel. I kind of sometimes feel that my videos, it's kind of, I try to put myself out there and sort of explain things like I know exactly 100% what's going to happen. Obviously, I'm not a financial expert, so I wouldn't claim to know that. But yeah, I kind of like it. And I like getting that bit of interaction and banter with everyone down in the comments. Yeah, and it's something I've kind of was thinking a bit about the other day. Like now that I'm a father of 2 kids, my opportunities for social interaction very much cut right back. It's, going to things with my kids. It's going to, that's my social interaction. Like, it's no longer seeing your friends and things like that as much as you used to. It's really interesting. And I kind of heard this like kind of profound story about someone who felt really isolated and, I hate to say it, but like, tried to take their life and stuff. And, it kind of like ruffled my feathers the other day. And I don't know if anyone saw it, but I actually put out a poll about what people thought about the idea of me making content, which would be, more at trying to, focus on interaction with, people who watch the video content rather than, just purely talking about stocks and stuff like that. And, I kind of thought this might be a good opportunity to, maybe start opening up some of that dialogue. And yeah, so that's kind of one of the focus of this video, is just to see, try to see if people are interested in, like, having some sort of interaction. That interaction doesn't have to be like, or be my best friend sort of thing. No, it's more so, just having a dialogue about, the topics that we're talking about. So obviously a lot of the stuff I talk about on my channel are stocks, and lately it's been particularly Mullen Automotive. So, I was really kind of curious, like, who's still buying Mullen Automotive these days? Obviously the stock's been continuously beaten down over the last few years. Is anyone still putting money into the stock in recent times? I've kind of told my history of Mullen so far this year. I've took an initial small position up at the start of the year, and then I did a bit of a trade 2 weeks ago, which allowed me to dollar cost average my position, close to being even. But then with the continued sell-off, I did buy some more stock, and my average price now is sitting around the 80-cent mark. So I'm still almost 50% in the hole at the moment. But yeah, that's my story. And my intention is, depending on how things go, I'm looking at still potentially putting in a little bit more money into Mullen Automotive once we get past today, just to see I just want to see what kind of comes out officially for the company. That's my main focus, because I honestly think that what Mullen Automotive is offering is good. I think there's some issues with the timing of of their coming to market, which isn't entirely their fault. And I think that they have probably tried to stretch themselves too much you know, before they've actually, you know, really started to make any sales. But aside from that, once all they burn or they churn through all these sort of, you know, hurdles, I actually think that, you know, Mullen Automotive might actually be quite a competitive EV player in the future. Obviously, we're going to also have increased competition from legacy automakers who are getting in that space. But, you know, I think Mullen has the opportunity to, you know, sort of, you know, dive into this space. And I think that, you know, it's painful right for the shareholders, but I think there's still, you know, a bit of a future there. Anyway, so yeah, give me your thoughts on whether you're still buying Mullen Automotive as well, and or you're just, as your experience been, you know, I've just kind of worn the position and, you know, I'd ready to walk away from Mullen Automotive, which, yeah, obviously people can't hold that against you. But yeah, I'd love to hear, you know, a bit more sort of social sort of stuff down in the comments below. And, you know, if you like this idea, you know, please share your feedback in the comments, because, you know, I'd potentially make some more videos which I'll focus on deriving that sort of interaction, as well as I'll probably still try and do, you know, stock updates and stuff as well, but try and like add both forms of content, because people, other than like one person who voted, it overwhelmingly actually said to keep you know, to put these sort of videos on the channel. So yeah, share your thoughts on everything down in the comments below, from this format of video, your experiences with Mullen Automotive, your plans for Mullen Automotive. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you all. Until next time, hopefully the market's trading in your favor, and I look forward to hearing from you. Cheers.